The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
TGIF, thank God it's Friday, and here we are once again back for another action-packed show for all of you guys to be around with us. We're so glad to have you aboard with us. And of course, you guys, if you're here for the very first time, welcome to the Coffee Hour. That's the name of the show, and this show is going to be around here for a whole full hour. And in that hour, we're going to be talking about a lot of things, anything that you want to talk about. And of course, you get involved. For those of you who've been around with us for a very long time, we thank you so much for indulging with us and putting up with us for all of these years. And we've got to talk to people all around the world. That's where we come from, right? We're here in New York. We're based in New York. But this show is global, and it goes all around the world. So no matter where you are, that's where we are. As long as you're in an area where there's a lot of Wi-Fi and hot spots that will keep the show rolling for you, well, we're here for you. We want you to tell your family and friends about us too, get action going so they can get involved in the show. Now, for those of you who are new to the show, this is how we operate. Each week when we come on the air, we do things to get things ready. So I prep. I'm in a prep mode right now. And we want you to know that anytime at all, you can indulge in conversation. And we would love you to do that. We hope that you do. And all you have to do is use your keyboard on your computer, be it laptop or desktop or your cell phone or even your tablet. All you have to do is just type it in. I will see you right there on the big screen. I will acknowledge you and entertain you. And because that's what this show is all about. We exchange ideas freely around here. And with that in mind, you could talk about anything you want to talk about. Now, if this is like something that you want to talk about specifically, other than what I put out for you, then you can do that too. Just as I said, type it in, and I will see you, and we'll talk about it. Because if it's important to you, it's important to the rest of us as well. We want to get everybody involved. And not only are you able to talk to me as the host, you could talk to anyone that comes in. You'll see people right there. They'll just come in a room too, and they'll start in conversation too. And you can make friends that way. A lot of people made friends that way, which this show is about that, making friends and creating a colony of great people that perform a great family of people on this show. So thank you so much for being along with us. Stay with us. We got a lot of things to talk about. And of course, if you're new to the show, you also ought to know that we come on 3 different platforms. We're live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook as well. So any one of those platforms will get you there. It doesn't matter where you are, as long as you could see us. And of course, the people on Instagram, they're out there all the time, so thank you so much for being with us. Now, Instagram and, as you know, Facebook is owned by the same company, Meta. So we want to say hello to Meta, the people of Meta, for making all of this possible and helping us bring this show along each week. We've got a lot of things, as I said, to talk about later on in the program, not too far away, as a matter of fact, within this half hour of the show. We're going to bring you sports, the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. Brian Camp is the host of that show. However, he's on hiatus. But each week, he makes sure that we are complete with all of the sports information of the day. And of course, we're going to have that for you. That's coming up later on in the program. And if you have any questions sports related, I will do my best to answer all your questions. I'm not the expert on it, but Brian is. But being that he's not here, I have to do all of the chores the very best I can. But I will bring you that. That's coming up later on in the program. Also, later on in the program, towards the tail end of the program, we're going to give you movies. Now, each week, I have my picks of the week direct from Turner Classic Movies, right? Because I know the weekend is coming up. It's coming up pretty soon for you guys. And of course, I just want to add on to your weekend of possibly watching movies that you may be interested in watching. Now, being that the weekend is coming up, depending on where you are, depending on how your weather is, you may be doing a lot of things. Outdoor cookouts and inviting friends over and having a good time. All of that is good too. And and being that the weekend, you have 2 days on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, maybe one of those days, particularly on Sunday when you want to relax and do nothing because you have to go back to work the following day. You may want to catch up on some movies that you haven't seen in a while. So that's where I come in. So I go on Turner Classic Movies and I bring those picks of the week for you, and you could add it to your bucket list of what to watch this weekend. Now, I know being resourceful as well of checking out all of the streaming companies such as Netflix and Paramount Plus and Disney Plus and all of those other marvelous places that you go to watch your favorite movies. I just want to add on to the oldies. And I always emphasize that, Turner Classic Movies is the best when it comes to watching the golden oldie of the golden years of cinema. And as far as I know, there is no other station that plays that kind. I mean, once in a while, but you get really the big classics. And if there is no Turner Classic Movies, if they ever decide to belly up or just not broadcast anymore, all of those great shows and those great movies of classic cinema will be gone forever. So we thank Turner Classic Movies for that. And we help along in keeping those movies alive. Just like when I was a disc jockey, we kept the oldies alive. And now that we're doing this, we want to keep all of the old movies alive. So that's coming up later on in the program. We're so delighted to have you aboard with us. So here we are. It's the month of July, and we're coming to the end of it. It's the 25th of July. And when we come back here next week, we're going to be in our first day of a brand new month. So we're going to shift over to August. And of course, a lot of people, they say, oh, August, it's so fast, it's so quick. We just got into the month of July. See, that's the whole thing. Time goes so fast. And if you ever notice, the older you get, the faster time goes. And you really don't want that. It just makes you that much older that quick, But we are in the summer months. We're going to hold on to it as much as possible because time is going along and we're going to August. And next thing you know, will be in September. The kids will be going back to school pretty soon. And I know a lot of the parents are looking forward to that. You love your children, but, now they have to go back to school and you're pretty satisfied with that, right? Well, we'll tell you more about that. We're not going to even rush that because the kids are having a good time for the summer. There's summer day camp and all of those things that the kids are enjoying. That's part of the things that can get them out of your hair a little bit too. Day camp, sometimes they go away for the summer. Sometimes they spend the summer with grandma and grandpa, and, but whatever the case is, the summer months are is the month to enjoy, and we're going to enjoy it as much as possible. We've got a lot of hot weather, depending on where you are. I know here in New York, which I'm going to be telling you about in just a few minutes. I'm going to give you the update of the weather in just a few minutes. But we've got a heat wave, a tropical heat wave here in New York. And I'm pretty sure there are other places around the nation and around the world that are also experiencing this real hot, and some cases dry weather, and in some cases humid weather. In our case here in New York, since we're surrounded by water, it gets a little humid sometimes, along with the high temperatures. We're going to tell you more about that later. So hang out for that. But yes, it is July, and we already celebrated the 4th of July. That's already gone, and there are other things about to come. And when September comes, you'll have Labor Day. Labor Day, which, by the way, you already know is the unofficial date of the end of summer. And so we're not going to rush that too much either. That's not until September. That's coming along too. So there's so many things. So what you want to do is enjoy your summer months, your vacation. A lot of people are vacation in different places. And they're going away. They're taking their flights out. We already know that you plan for these trips a long time ago, and you don't want to lose the opportunity of taking your vacation. So people are doing that. Unfortunately, the price of airline tickets has gone up, but there are certain parts of the year where if you, let's say, decide you wanted to go out Thanksgiving and be with family, there are flights that are available that are cheap that you may want to get out there depending on where you're going. So, you want to keep on top of all of those things, airline flights and all that, and see where you can get your best prices. And even with the train, some people ride the rails on Amtrak and things like that. You want to make sure that you get the best buy for your money. And so continue to enjoy while we have it made here. Continue to enjoy all of that we have here. Okay, this month, and this is going to be the last time we're going to be talking about this. This month of July, we pay our attention to some of the summertime things that we enjoy. For instance, ice cream. Now, all this month long, we were acknowledging National Ice Cream Month. Whatever your flavor is, fine, that's fine. Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, Napoleon, whatever it is, that's up to you. But that's what we do. And you don't have to have a certain month, but this is a month that's set aside for these things that we acknowledge right now. So you don't can eat ice cream anytime you want. Well, this is the month where people enjoy, and it's appropriate because it's hot, it's humid, and you want to cool off with a little ice cream every now and then. And so that's what we are displaying right now, National Ice Cream Month. Also, we're looking at the National Hot Dog Month as well. It's National Hot Dog Month. Yes, it is. That's what it is. National Hot Dog Month. And I don't suggest that you eat hot dogs and ice cream together. You can do it at separate times. But you ought to know that's what we're acknowledging for this whole month. And this is the last day that we'll be telling you, carrying this information. But there you go. And of course, that reminds you of a lot of things. In your area, you have these great amusement parks where ice cream is available, hot dogs are available, and all of those things are available. In our case, we have Coney Island, and that's available, and you have the fireworks and all of those things that are happening. So there you go. It's National Hot Dog Month, too. One of the things we're going to acknowledge, too, National Hire a Veterans Day. All right, so here we are Friday, and you might want to take heed to that. The veterans have done a lot for us, and when they get back from service, they're looking for jobs, and so we should do something for them. So if you're a small business owner or even a big business owner, always remember our veterans who have laid it out on the line for us to help us out, and so it's time for us to give back to them. So keep that in mind. It's National Hire a Veterans Day. Okay? Keep that in mind. Also, for you adults, and I'm only speaking for you adults, 21 and over, it's National Wine and Cheese Day. So this is a cool way to cool off too. But I wouldn't suggest you do that on the outside if the weather is really warm. But nevertheless, it's National Wine and Cheese Day. So there you got a little combination of what to do today. So enjoy your wine and cheese. A lot of people do that when they have gatherings. They have these special wine and cheese parties, and you could make your own. You could do it in the comforts of your own home by yourself, and I'm pretty sure that saying all of that, a lot of people say, hey, that's not a bad idea this weekend. I'll watch these movies that he's going to be talking about with a little wine and cheese. Now, see, I gave you an idea already, so that's good. And we also have National Hot Fudge Sundae Day. Hot Fudge Sundae Day. Try to get that together. I have to say that very slowly. And so if you're going to your nearest malt shops, they don't call them malt shops anymore. Only back in the day when I was a kid, we had malt shops, but they don't call them malt shops anymore. It's just or even ice cream parlors. Well, I don't know what they call them today. Anyway, wherever they sell ice cream, or you go to your favorite restaurant, right? And if you're down for dessert, well, one of the desserts you may want to invest in is the hot fudge sundae. So that's what we got today. So there you go. That's what's happening on this day. And of course, this month, which is wrapping up pretty soon. And I don't know what you're going to do for the rest of your month, but do it safely. And as I said, you know, you're getting ready. You're thinking, especially if you're a parent, you're thinking ahead of yourself right now, even though it's still in the month of July. You're thinking ahead of yourself. What am I going to buy my kids for the first day of school? I know I have to get them books. I have to get them pencils, erasers, and pens, and the whole nine yards, you know, because that's what we did back when I was growing up. You know, we always dressed for school. I don't know how they do it today. I'm no longer in elementary school or set or prep myself to go to school after the summer months. But of course, parents think about those things. So that's what they're thinking. They're thinking ahead of them. And I understand that too. But at the same time, you know, don't think too hard. You know, give it a thought or two. But, you know, go back to your summer months and enjoy what summer has to offer you. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, and we're here with you. And we're here every Friday. Now, look at your clock now, because you may be in a different time zone. We're Eastern, so it's after 10 o'clock where we are right now. You may be in another time zone, maybe 3 hours behind us or 2 hours behind us. Whatever time that your time is on the top of the hour of whatever you're reading, that's what we come on. We come on in your area at that time. So keep that in mind. Okay. And if you're on the other side of the world, well, you may be got hours ahead of us, 5 hours, like in Italy, they're 5 hours ahead of us, you know. And so you have all of these places where you check your time zone, because that's where we are now. It's morning someplace, it's evening someplace. So I can't say we're a morning show or an evening show or an afternoon show. We're just a show that happens to be on whatever time it comes on in your area. That's why, you know, when I do this show, Talk Back Live, I always open up with good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you. So I'll say that. Okay, I'll just take a part of that script from Talk Back Live and bring it here to you. Okay, thank you so much for being along with us. Now, those of you who would like to indulge in conversation, and we hope that you do, we would like to acknowledge you. Of course, a lot of people do not want to get involved in conversation, but that's all right. But they're out there, especially if they're new. They want to make sense of the show. And they want to say, okay, I'm not going to say anything. I just want to watch the show. Now, just for your information, those of you who are taking that route of just watching the show and not indulging in conversation, I see you when you come in. I could see you when you come in. However, we will not drag you into conversation, because out of respect, a lot of people don't want to be put out there like that. So we won't even mention your name. We won't even say hi to you. Only if you say hi to us first. Then that's when we have a conversation going. But if you say nothing, you just want to be out there watching, that's good. That's out of respect. So if you feel comfortable about that, there you go. We make you a little more comfortable now that you know that. That's how we do things around here. We respect the rights of others. And if you're going to watch the show, that would be great. But for those of you who are indulging in conversation, I'm going to ask you to do one thing for me. All right. No matter where you are around the world, around the country, around the nation, everyone has a different kind of weather. Now, your weather forecast is what I'm looking for. So if you're going to talk to us, if you're going to indulge in conversation with us, let us know where you're from, first of all, so we'll know, because everyone is not from the same place. And if you're going to indulge in conversation, give us your weather forecast. And I don't mean you have to read a whole full-blown weather forecast, just something that gives us an idea on what your weather is like. Let's say, for instance, you come out and you type in, we've got 75 degrees going up to 85 degrees, and you can give us emoji. or something like that. Short and sweet. I'll get the idea. And I like to do that because I like to compare notes on the weather that we have where I am to the weather where you are, because everyone don't have the same weather. It could be stormy weather in some parts of the world, in some parts of the country, and it could be really hot, blazing weather in other parts and cool temperatures in other parts. So we just like to compare notes. Now, for those of you who living in New York or even in the vicinity of New York City, you don't have to worry about that. I will take care of all of that. I will read the local forecast for you so you'll see what we have in store for you for your weekend. But for the rest of you guys, if you will, you're not required to do it. No one is required to do anything here. But if you will, give us your weather forecast, and we would love that. Now, those of you who are watching us on YouTube right now, as you already know, we're live. And if you haven't done it thus far, and even if you're new, it's good to know that we have a little click on that you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you're on YouTube right now and you're watching us, and if you haven't done it thus far, please do it right now. We really would appreciate that. There's a little black border there in white print where it says subscribe. And we want you to drag your mouse over there, point the arrow there, and click on to it. And that's all you have to do. And there's no financial fees or anything like that. It's just you clicking on to subscribe to us because it helps us out. And one of the other reasons why we want you to subscribe to us is because now we want to keep up with you. We want to see how many people. I have producers that keeps up with all of this stuff. They say, how many people subscribed this week? And we got your name, and we have all of you out there to do that. So that's what we want to do. The other reason why we want you to subscribe, because from here on in, now that you have taken the time to subscribe to us, it gives you from here on in the opportunity to know that each week when we come on the air, you'll get that instant notification. For instance, next week, if you forget about the show, and a lot of you people who are new may be in this line that I'm getting ready to talk about right now. You may be someplace out there online doing whatever you're doing, and you forgot all about the show. Well, that's when you get that instant notification. You get that instant notification because you have subscribed. And that's one of the benefits. And then when you see that instant notification, it popped up and says, you know something? I meant to watch the show. I am so glad that it popped up, because now all I have to do is click on to it. And of course, there it is. There it is. All right. And it brings you right to the platform. It brings you right to the YouTube channel, and you could watch the show. You don't have to miss anything. So that's why we want you to stay in touch with all of us, and make sure that you subscribe to us. Okay. We look forward to hearing from you in the future too, whenever you like. Okay, I'm going to give you my weather forecast now. Okay, I think it's about that time. Now, for those of you, and this is for New Yorkers. These are for New Yorkers. If you live in New York City, well, this is for you and only you, because everybody else has their weather forecast. That's why we asked them to give us your weather forecast wherever you are. It's 85 degrees outside right now in New York City. That's where we are. It's 85 degrees. 85 degrees. And it's after 10 o'clock here in New York. And so is realize that we've got and it's going to be intense heat today. So what I suggest to all of you who live in New York, around in the vicinity of New York, is to brace yourself for it. If you don't have to be out there, please do not go out. Stay home, stay cool. Now, if your air conditioning is not working properly, what we want you to do is find a cooling area, a cooling center in your area. Okay, and there are a lot of them. Wherever you are, wherever you're under the sound of my voice right now, and it's not just New York, they're all over the place, all over different cities and different countries. They're cooling areas for people who are going to need it, and even so much the senior citizens as well. You don't want to go out there. If the senior citizens are home, if your air conditioning is working, then you don't need to go to a cooling center. I hope that you had the opportunity to clean the filters out of your air conditioners so they could work properly. Because if they're cluttered up with dirt and gook, it's even a more strain on your pocket. That cooling won't come through properly. All right, and you're paying for all of that, right? Okay. So anyway, this is what we have weather forecast. Our weather forecast for today here in New York City. Get ready for this. We've got partly cloudy skies early, followed by scattered thunderstorms this afternoon, and we'll have potential severe thunderstorms. We'll have a high of 98 degrees, and winds will be west at 5 to 10 miles per hour, chance of rain of 60%. So may get a little rain there, and it'll be a little stormy, potentially stormy, but we'll see how that pans out. The most important thing is that you get coverage from that heat. Now, for tonight, we have some clouds. Doesn't have any rain in the forecast at this point. Some clouds will be low 76. We'll drop to 76 degrees. Winds will be north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we go to Saturday, it gets a little better for us, all right? It gets a little better. But we've got partly cloudy skies. In the morning, we'll give way to cloudy skies during the afternoon, and we'll have a stray shower or two. Thunderstorm is possible. We'll have a high 86 degrees. Winds will be east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So if you're going out, you could take the umbrella with you, especially if you're going out today, because we don't know how intense this rain is going to be, but it cools things off a little bit. And for Saturday night, it's going to be partly cloudy in the evening, increasing clouds with possible showers after midnight. We'll have a low 73 degrees. Winds will be south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain is 50-50, 50% chance of rain there. And so as you wrap up your weekend and you go off to church or you just stay home for Sunday, it's going to be showers early, then scattered thunderstorms developing late in the day. We'll have a high 82 degrees, and winds will be south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, another 50% of that. And repeating our current temperature here in New York, we have 85 degrees. So that's what we have on tap as far as the weather is concerned here in New York City. And so what we want you to do is to just I don't know, just relax, take it easy, and everything will be fine. Okay. We want to say hello to Mary, and I think we dropped off the air. I don't know what's going on here. I see something. I'll take a look at it and see what we got. But I think, let me see. I think we might have jumped off the air a little bit. It is do that and see what happens. I don't know what happened because I'm looking at the monitor, and maybe it's the heat wave that's disturbing us. I don't know. We're live there on Instagram. That looks good. So I'm not sure what's happening. We'll see. We'll see what's happening. I don't know. I think we're back. I see we just popped back. I don't know what happened. We dropped out for a minute. Anyway, I see Mary out there. Mary, good morning to you. I'm doing fine. I hope that you're doing fine too. Mary, you better keep cool. Mary's out of Brooklyn, New York. And so she's in the area where we're having that heat wave. And she says, what did she say? I didn't forget at the doctor's office. I did want to miss the show. She didn't want to miss the show. And I'm glad you didn't, Mary. I'm glad you didn't want to miss the show. I'm glad you're there for us. I think we have dropped out a little bit. Yeah, give me a feedback if you noticed that. I see that we're back now anyway. I see we're back now anyway. But give me a feedback and let me know. Yes, we have to stay cool, Mary, and everybody drink a lot of water. She says liquids. But I would say I would go further than that and say drink a lot of water, hydrate. Now, you guys, New York. I'm gonna talk to the New Yorkers because weather is different in different places. So, New Yorkers, stay as hydrated as possible. Drink a lot of water. Mary just told you that too, right? Thank you, Mary, for that. Um, and so that's where we are right now. That's where we are right now. So yeah, okay, we're back on the air. We might have dropped out a little bit. I don't know. We'll find that out. Sometimes technology that gives you I don't know. But I'm glad we're back anyway. Anyway, um I want to. Brian is not here, and a lot of you ask about Brian. Brian is not here. Brian is on hiatus, and he's going to be back really, really soon. We're going to keep you informed of when he's coming back, and he'll be back real soon. But in the meantime, Brian gave us his sports, and that's the good thing about that. He always leaves us information on sports and of course, we have the sports of the day. So we're going to get started with that. It's the wonderful world of sports. They used to say the wonderful world of sports. The sports update is the name of this show. So thank you, Brian. So let's get started right now. Let's see what we got on tap in sports right now. We don't have a lot of it, but what we do have, we're going to relay it to you right now. Damian Lillard couldn't be happier to rejoin the Portland Trailblazers. Lillard offered an enthusiastic remark about coming back to the team, saying he was glad to be back home. And Lillard made those comments during an introductory pass on Monday. Lillard was introduced to the members of the Trailblazers after signing a 3-year, $42 million deal with the team after he was surprisingly waived by the Milwaukee Bucks this offseason. Lillard is or was drafted by the Trailblazers with the number 6 pick in the 2012 NBA draft. He seemed to be eluded to be returning to the franchise. In May, Cincinnati Bengals star pass rusher Trey Hendrickson said he would not play in the 2025 season without a contract. And 2 months later, he's proving that it wasn't a bluff. Hendrickson did not report to the Bengals training camp Tuesday, and he wasn't even in the area, with players expected to report. Hendrickson is back at his home in Florida at the present moment. Hendrickson has spent the entire offseason lobbying for the new deal, but both sides haven't been able to find a common ground just yet. Bengals owner Mike Brown took the optimistic view of the situation Monday, saying that he believes that a deal will get done. With Scotty Scheffler's win at the British Open, the 2025 season golf season is nearly over. It's almost enough to make the fans of the sports cry, but then they realize that they're still got the Ryder Cup to look forward to. The biggest question now on every American's mind is who's going to make the team. And while there are 6 automatic qualifiers based on standards, Captain Keegan Bradley is not in the envious position, having a pick from the myriad of talented golfers to fill out the final slots. Joey Jones, the Welsh soccer hero, who won the European Cups with Liverpool and was dubbed Mr. Renix, or I would say Wrexham. Mr. Wrexham has died. Now, Jones' death was confirmed by the Football Association of Wales and Renix on Tuesday. The English second-tier team said he had died in the early morning hours after battling with an illness. He was 70 years old. And also, Deshaun Watson was placed on the physically unable to perform list by the Cleveland Browns as veterans report to the training camp on Tuesday. Watson could potentially miss the entire 2025 season while recovering from a ruptured tendon that was suffered in January. That occurred just 3 months after he initially injured while playing Cincinnati. And Watson has been rehabbing at the team complex and is meeting with the off-season program with Joe Flacco, uh, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, and Sherry Sanders. Now, if you have any questions about sports, feel free and I will try to answer them as best I can. Now, for you guys who are following sports, particularly baseball, please understand that if you need information about where your favorite team is playing, who they're playing, and why they're playing, not why they're playing, they're going to play. All you have to do is check your local listings for the time in your area where your favorite teams will be playing. And of course, you could also do that by Googling. And I just want to quickly talk about those New York Yankees. I feel for you guys who are Yankee supporters. I understand that because I'm a Yankee supporter. Uh, they start playing tonight. They had the day off or the night off last night, but they're going to be playing tonight all weekend long. They're going to be playing the Philadelphia Phillies, which is going to be interesting. Now, the Yankees now are out 4 games out of first place. All right, we got to get them back in action, which means now the Yankees are going to have to win a string of games. And I'm not just saying a game here and a game there and a game there. They're going to have to win a string of games to get back to the first place position, and we hope they do. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm a Yankee guy, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I'm looking forward to them to do that. I give up. I get a little angry sometimes when they don't do what they're supposed to be doing, but I married them for better or worse ever since I'm 14 years old. Ah, that was a long time ago. But nevertheless, we want to see if we can get the Yankees back on track. And the same for the Mets. The Mets, of course, they're having their situations too. And I was always in each year that I look forward that didn't happen in a while yet. I look forward for the Mets and the Yankees to play a Subway Series World Series. That's good for business in New York. It brings in a lot of revenue that people say, hey, something, I'm going to Yankee Stadium, I'm going to Citi Field, watch the World Series, brings in a lot of revenue. So anyway, I just bring that out. That's my team. What's your team? If you're pissed off with your team, well, remember, there's always a silver lining and there's always light at the end of the tunnel. When will that come? We don't know. And that's why I say the Yankees, I'm looking for that light at the end of the tunnel. And we got a little time left, but they need to win a string of games. They need to do that. There's no maybe about it. Because before you know it, October is coming around, and you know what October is. October baseball is the World Series. So Yankees, even if you don't make the World Series, at least come out of that 4-game behind thing. If they had won that game the other night, they would have been only 2 games behind first place. Because when they started that game, they were 3 games behind. And since they lost the games, puts them 4 games behind. So Yankees, let's do something. Let's do something and let's get it together. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And I understand we dropped off the air a while, but we're back. We're back. So I'm glad of that. I don't know what happened there, but we're back. I think we dropped off the air. If someone can give me that information, whether we dropped off the air or not, I don't know. But yeah, so that's where we are. That's where we are right now. And oh, by the way, thank you, Brian, for providing us with the sports information that we had that you gave us. Brian, a lot of people ask about Brian. Mary asked about Brian. Um, Brian will be back. Brian will be back, and we look forward to him coming back. Um, I personally look forward to him coming back. It will lighten the load on my part because now I'm doing everything solo. Everything is done solo. Here we go. Let's see. What do you have to say here? What do you have? Let me see. Let's see. There's a comment that she made that just dropped out. I'm not sure what it is. Well, it'll come back. But those of you who are watching us on Facebook, Instagram, all of you who are watching us on our platform here where we're doing it live on YouTube, make sure you tell your family and friends because we used to do it on Facebook. And although we like to go back to it, we learned that we can't go back to it because I don't think, and this is only my opinion, I don't think that we are allowed to marry up through Zoom and stream live on Facebook. Because earlier this week, I discovered something. I discovered there was another podcaster who I just happened to chime in on, mentioned to his guest he was setting up. And this was like the playback. This wasn't live when he did that. This was like the playback. And he did say, um, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to have to record because Facebook is not cooperating with the live stream. And he was doing it from Zoom, just the way we do it from Zoom. So I'm taking it and I wrote him a little note telling him that I had the same problem. So I think that's what the problem is. I don't think Facebook is allowing Zoom to broadcast anymore. I'm going to check with other podcasters over the weekend, if not over the weekend, probably more than Monday, uh, and find out, how it goes for them. I'm going to find out. I'm going to check with other podcasters and see. And then come next week, I'll have the information. I'm doing my best. I'm trying hard to get it back together, but we'll work out on something. In the meantime, we're right here on YouTube. So tell your family and friends. And if you have to go on YouTube and subscribe to us, we really wish you would do that. And if you have to open up your own account, that will allow you to subscribe to us or to mingle with us, please do that. You don't have to open up a channel like we do. We have a channel, so we're going to open up to everything. Okay, thank you so much for being along with us. The name of the show again is called The Coffee Hour, and I didn't shoot up yet, so excuse me while I shoot up. I needed to take that long drink because it is warm and that's iced coffee. That's iced coffee. So there you go. Yeah, and by the way, if you're drinking coffee, back it up with a little water later on because coffee dehydrates. And for those of you who live in New York, stay away from the dehydrated drinks such as alcohol. Alcohol definitely dehydrates. And whatever you sweat out, put it back in by drinking a lot of water. Right. That's my advice to you. Uh, and Mary confirmed the fact that I did drop out, but we're back now. Uh, so we're back now. We're back now. I did drop out. I don't know why, what happened. Technology drops us out every now and then, but we're back now. I'm glad we're back. Okay. Let's see what we got going here. I don't want to go off track here, so let's see what we have. Okay, so we're going to talk about a little entertainment right now. As our entertainment feature right now, Eileen Filton, a daytime television actress who helped define the soap opera as the world's turn, has died. Fulton, who pulled off the rare feature of remaining on the same soap opera for a half century, died on July 14th at Asheville, North Carolina. And her death followed a period of declining health. She was 91 years old. Malcolm Jamal Warner, an actor and artist who rose to fame as a child as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, has died. Warner died in a drowning accident in Costa Rica where he was vacationing with his family. Warner was swimming at the Playa Grande in the town of Cockles in the province of Limon on the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica on Sunday when a current pulled him deep into the ocean. People who were on the beach tried to help Warner, but he was declared dead by the Red Cross. He was 54 years old. Ozzy Osbourne, the godfather of heavy metal and the legendary frontman of Black Sabbath, has died just weeks after sharing an emotional farewell with his fans at the Villa Park. The milestone concert featuring Metallica and Guns N' Roses marked as a final bow after decades of music and infamous stage antics. Tributes from around the world continue to honor Osbourne following his passing, and from fellow musicians to public figures, an outpouring reflects the legendary impact of the Black Sabbath frontman. Osbourne was 76 years old. Chuck Mangione, the Grammy-winning jazz artist who achieved international success with his 1978 single Feels So Good, has died. Mangione died peacefully in his sleep at his Rochester, New York home on Tuesday. He was 84 years old. It's not 1979, but ABBA is bewitching a whole new generation with his disco magic. The iconic Swedish pop group, beloved for its infectious blend of Europop and danceable grooves, has made Spotify history with its late 70s hit, Gimme, Gimme, Gimme. The song, co-written by the members Benny Andersson and Bojan Views, entered the Spotify's billion club on Sunday after surpassing the billion streams of the music platform. This isn't the first time ABBA has dominated the streaming universe with its timeless tunes. The band's Endure anthem Dancing Queen entered the Billions Club in July of 2023. The all-new X-Men are coming to Marvel's cinematic universe, and an all-new Tony Stark will be joining them. And Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige confirmed that following the events of the 2027 Avengers, the Secret Wars, the company will recast the superpower mutants for its upcoming X-Men movie, and that was directed by Jake Shuri. And many of the actors who starred in the X-Men movies of the 2000s and the 2010s, they're going to reprise their roles in 2026. Lady Gaga knows how to recover from a true performer, because Gaga tripped and fell while performing Vanish Into You from her album Mayhem during the Mayhem Ball performance in Las Vegas. The singer was quickly back on her feet to continue the performance, and the fans nearby applauding her quick recovery. Gaga went on to deliver a show packed with the intricate set pieces and choreography, all lending to a gothic theatrical visual form. Birthdays today. Actor Matt LeBlanc is 58 years old today. Verdine White of Earth, Wind, and Fire is 74 years old today. And let's see, murder victim Emmett Till would have been 84 years old today. Jazz singer Annie Ross of Lambert, Hendricks, and Ross would have been 95 today. Actor and director Jerry Paris would have been 100 years old today. Let's see, Estelle Getty from the Golden Girls. I consider her that she was the oldest one. She would have been 102 years old. And jazz musician Johnny Hodges would have been 118 years old. So we say happy birthday to all of those great people, those great performers who are alive with us, and even to the ones who are no longer with us. Of course, we remember you and we salute you. You left us a legacy and great memories. And so we say happy birthday to all of you as well. Now, those of you who are celebrating birthdays, and if you have one coming up pretty soon, we would like to know about it. And all you have to do, and we would like to announce it. And if you want us to do that for you, we can do that. Also, you could do it yourself by just coming on the show and typing it in and say, hey, it's my birthday. Today is my birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. So if you have a birthday coming up pretty soon and you want us to acknowledge it, of course, we will do that for you. It's free of charge. No, gimme, gimme, gimme. We don't charge anything here. We would just be proud to do that for you. And you can do that by contacting us. I have an email address and a telephone number. Okay, I'm going to give you the email address first. Email address is Frank Allan. Allan is spelled Allan. Frank Allan Prod. Prod is Prod. That's short for productions. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. The reason why we want you to spell, I give you the spelling each week because, you know, you spell Allen different ways, and a lot of people make that mistake. And the average person, and I can't blame them, for that. When they write my name down, it's always Allen. And I don't get angry about that. My ego is not that strong. All right. But I do correct them. I say, hey, I think it's, put an A in there instead of an E. Now, if you write me a check and you put it an E, it may not be valid. It may go through, but I don't want to take that chance. If you write me a check, write it Allan. Okay. The same thing with the email. Write it All because I know an email for one thing I know for sure that when you write an email, if you're one step out of character, it's not going to go through. It's not going to go through. So all of your characters have to be precise. And so please do that. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Now, the telephone number, if you so desire, you can call and leave a message. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. No problem with that. And all you have to do is call and leave a message wherever it is. The telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Again, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can leave a message and let us know what's happening. Okay. Now, keep in mind that when you contact us via email or via telephone, it doesn't necessarily have to be because it's your birthday. It could be for any reason. It could be maybe you have some kind of community activity that you want us to promote. You can do that. You can talk about this show. If you have any reason to say, well, I saw the show, but I think you could use a little advice, we're open to it. Or I have an idea that you may want to use on the show, to implement on the show. I got ears, and they both work. Both of them are working. And even at my age, they work just like if I were 17 years old. So you can get in contact with us and do that. And maybe you just want to come on the show. All right. Now, keep in mind, I can't guarantee you everything. I can only guarantee you that we listen and we take it in consideration. Who knows? Maybe you'll set a trend here. Okay. So, and keep the information with you wherever you go. You keep all of that information with you wherever you go. You can keep it in, as a matter of fact, do that. Keep it in your electronic devices, such as your telephone, which I know you carry that everywhere you go, right? You do that. Your telephone, your laptop, your desktop, your tablet, any one of those electronic devices. As a matter of fact, why don't you put it in all of those devices? Because you may be near one device, or maybe the other device is not available at the moment, but you'll have it in another device, right? And since it's right there at your disposal, all you have to do is open up and say, here it is, right there. All the information is right there. Do that. When I put important information, I use important information. It's on my telephone, it's on my laptop, it's on my desktop. Okay. And if I desire to get any other electronic devices, such as a tablet or something like that, I will do the same thing. It's handy that way. Anyway, let me give you that address once again. The address is frankallenprod at AOL.com. That's frankallenprod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641 715 3900, extension 467-134. That's 641 715 3900, extension 467-134. You'll be glad you did. Okay. All of you guys watching us, thank you so much for being along with us. The name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And those of you who are just joining us, you're late. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. I'm going to keep tabs on you. Okay. No, the most important thing is that you're here. And we're glad that you are. Okay. You know, the weekend is coming up. And my weekend is going to start in just a few minutes after this show is over. But those of you who have to go through the day up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, that's when your weekend starts. Well, guess what? I have some movies that I take from Turner Classic Movies each week. And because you do a lot of things on the weekend, of course, one of the things that you might want to do is catch up on some movies. All right. Now, I always chime in on Turner Classic Movies. I love those old movies. I love those classics. And I know a lot of you do too. And that's why I come in. That's why I want to relay some of the ones I have for you. Now, the ones I picked up three. I picked up three for this weekend. Okay. So let's start it off right now, so we can have a really, really big shoe. Okay, the first one is Somebody Up There Likes Me. Now, this is a great classic. It's a black and white from 1956, starring Paul Newman, who plays the story of Rocky Graziano, the boxer, legendary boxer, Rocky Graziano. Okay? And that's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out Friday. Now, here we are. It's Friday. 11:30 p.m. 11:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm giving you everything Eastern so you can act accordingly, because you may be in a different time zone. So if you're Eastern, you're something else, you know how to count it. Okay? 11:30 Eastern. And that was called Somebody Up There Likes Me. You like musicals? Here's another one of my favorite. I don't get to watch it that much, but it comes on every once in a while. And this goes back to 1958. It's called South Pacific. And Rossano Brazzi is the key actor there, along with Mitzi Gaynor and John Kerr. And you can check that out. Turner Classic Movies have a great musical variety on there. And it's Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Okay, you'll love it. Okay. And then we go to 1977. 1977, this is called Network, starring Faye Dunaway. This is a color. So is South Pacific, this color, Technicolor. And it stars Faye Dunaway, William Holden, and Peter Finch. Network, Turner Classic Movies. And that's Saturday at 9:45 p.m. Eastern. All right. So please get a chance to watch these. They're great. Now, go to Turner Classic Movies. For those of you who still have cable, you can go to Turner Classic Movies and you can go down to the program guide and see a list of other great movies that I may have not picked, but you may like. And you may wonder, well, why did he put that on the list? It wasn't my pick, but that's why I always send you to Turner Classic Movies, so you could also add something to your bucket list along with the ones that I gave you, right? And you can do that. And since you're out there, you want to go out there, you want to go see some of the demand movies, right? All of the free movies, the pay-per-view movies, which may contain sporting events and documentaries, children program, all of that's available. All right. So check it out. So let me give you these movies once again. Somebody Up There Likes Me, starring Paul Newman. Turner Classic Movies, Friday at 11:30 p.m. South Pacific, that's the musical, starring Rossano Brazzi, Mitzi Gaynor, and John Kerr. Turner Classic Movies, that's Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And Network, Faye Dunaway, William Holden, and Peter Finch. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 9:45 p.m. I hope you get a chance to watch all of these movies. They're great movies. And if you like them, please let me know how you like them. Okay. And I'll be looking forward to hearing from you on that hour. Um, that's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. My weekend is officially underway. So I am going to exit stage right and ask you guys to meet me back here next week on Talk Back Live. That's Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll have sports, and we look forward to seeing you then. Brian will return, not at that time, but we'll let you know when that happens. So, but in other words, I will continue to do the sports for him. That's Talk Back Live. And then come back here next Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern for more coffee hour. It's you and me, sports, and all of that good jazz coming along. Thank you, Mary. Have a great day. All of you guys, as a matter of fact. Enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you back here next week. Take care of yourself. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.